Hello, I'm Jeff Jedras for Computer Dealer News in Ottawa for GTEC 2011, where the federal government's move to shared services for IT and procurement reform has been a major topic of discussion. I spoke with a number of vendors and partners about the changes, but first here's the president of the Treasury Board, Tony Clement, on what these changes could mean for VARs.
I think we're always looking for ways to make sure the smaller vendors have an even break or a level playing field in doing these things. Sometimes you got to aggregate. And that means larger vendors who in turn subcontract perhaps to smaller vendors in certain aspects of what they're doing. So all of those solutions I think are important in order to make sure that we're helping the local suppliers, but at the same time have a transparent and accountable process that will be responsible to the taxpayers. That's the balancing act.
As an enterprise moves to become more unified in its focus, which is what the government is talking about, moving us to an enterprise focus as opposed to departmental focused, it's of course the relationship with supplier community is going to change. My advice to everybody is focus on that. Focus on figuring out how in fact you're going to relate to this new reality and look to add value to that. That's certainly what we're going to do, and that's advice to what we're giving to all of our partners and suppliers as well. Because in the end of the day, the customer is really the taxpayer. The government of Canada is trying to establish an infrastructure that allows them to better service those taxpayers. And for our partners and friends in the community, our advice is figure out how to service in that market, and you'll do just fine.
As the government continues to evolve its procurement strategies, drive out its new software acquisition licensing agreements, and evolve its standing offers, if lowest price is the only criteria, then vendors like Adobe and others can set up a fax machine at the end of a web link and respond to quotes and not necessarily drive the level of investment. So if you consider a lot of the knowledge transfer, a lot of the communications, examples, references, and case studies that the vendor community provides to the government, it's not just about lowest cost, it's about investment in pre-sales, in time, in energy, in terms of knowledge transfer and best practices. And it's one of the things that the government risks losing as they evolve the legislation if they continue to drive towards only lowest bid and not assess the total value of the cycle, total value of the project.
IMP Solution is working with its customers to help them plan for the future of shared services. Looking at how we align the business processes and the technologies is going to be critical for the success of our government departments. Right now, it is a little early to understand the full impact of shared services. Planning is going to be critical, and alignment with technology firms that are set up for the future is going to be core to the business process optimization that I see is necessary in the future, driving cost out of the government while maintaining the level of service to be delivered.
For Computer Dealer News, I'm Jeff Jedras.